Alright, what is up everybody? Z Channel here, Z-Man. Gonna do another quick video. So, we've been talking about some different aspects of self-defense, you know, through some of my knife reviews and liabilities, and you know, we've only really touched, you know, base on a few things, you know, really only scratching the surface. And so I wanted to, you know, address a couple of things that I think will help with your day-to-day and understanding, you know, what I consider to be some of the best methods to effectively have the arsenal that you need while you are out and about. So everyone has their own idea of what an everyday carry is. And so I'm going to go ahead and give my version of what I think a proper EDC should be. And, you know, you can always tailor make it to a, you know, to what kind of profession you're in. You know, if you're a painter, carpenter, or handyman, or whatever, obviously you're going to have probably some different tools and everything. But so I'm just going to list off my stuff, and then I'll do a video on my actual gear. But starting off first, I think probably one of the smartest things to carry is some form of multi-tool. Now, you know, the Leatherman Wave, the Gerber SOG's got some good ones. You know, you can get some real cheapo type of multi-tools too, and there's nothing wrong with those. But for effecting a proper you know, fix, if you're like, you know, if you got to really use your multi-tool, you want something that's going to actually work. So I've had a Gerber one for a number of years, and then the Leatherman Waves has really been great. And then I've had some like cheapo ones too that I have in different kind of gears, like stash bags and small go bags and setups that I've had. So I like to utilize that kind of stuff and make a you know, different type of scenario bags, basically. So multi-tools, I can't give enough, you know, praise or recommendations that you have at least some kind of a multi-tool for your EDC. So, you know, it can be something on your keychain, whatever the case is. You never know when you're going to need a screwdriver, pliers, you know, a bottle opener, etc. And it's always when you don't have it, that's when you need it. So that's why you should always carry one. So that'll be on for that. And then there's also a knife involved, so you always have a knife, which can be used for obviously different things on a multi-tool. But now going into the knife part, you know, you can do either one or both or several options of knives. And so I like to do a combo of a fixed blade and a pocket knife. Now, I've got many variations of pocket knives and other fixed blades, and it really depends on what I'm going to be doing for the day. That's what's nice about having a variety, because you can interchange stuff out. Now, if you don't have, you know, the time or money or patience to pick out what kind of varieties would work better for you, then by all means, whatever you have, you know, make it work. But in my case, I like to have a variety. I like to have, you know, a different fixed blade, something that I can easily conceal. You know, if you live in a state where you are not allowed to conceal weapons or whatever, then, you know, don't break the law. But in my state, you can still carry anything, and you don't need a permit as long as you're over 21 and you're you know, you're not a felon. And well, I mean, a lot of that's more towards the gun part of it. But in the state of Arizona, you can carry any weapon that you want to, basically, unless it's been prohibited by federal law and state law. So I like the combo. I like to do a different kinds of pocket blades and the fixed blades. And, you know, I've done my K-Bar and the Bodyguard P001 and my SOG, and you know, that's not even like a tenth of what I got. And so you'll see a lot more, you know, different blade scenarios and combos and stuff coming up. But in discussing it, fixed blade and a pocket knife, I think it's a good combo to have, just because you have draw options. Now, if you're not really used to weapon deployment techniques and tactics, then a fixed blade's probably your better bet. Because when you deploy it, it's already out and ready to go. You don't have to worry about opening up the business end of the knife if you were ever to need it in a self-defense situation. And so I think that's really important that most people understand. The quicker you can deploy, your weapon in a self-defense situation, the safer you're going to be, and you'll most likely be able to thwart the attack from going any further if you show someone like, hey, if you're going to try to assault me, I'm going to defend myself, And then you also have to be careful how you brandish weapons, obviously. So, know your laws about all that. Don't just pull a knife on someone because they're talking crap to you or whatever. You have to be in fear of your life actually being assaulted before you can, effect a self-defense tactic, okay? So let's get that straight before we go any further. So yeah, a combo of a pocket knife and a fixed blade. And then I also like to carry some smaller blades in my wallet. I like those little razor credit card knives. Those are pretty good to have. Mainly just because they're out of the way. They fit in your wallet nice. You don't have to worry, about losing them because they're right there in your wallet. They're not going to break. I've had the same ones for a couple of years now, and I've never had any issues with them. I've used them a few times too, so they've come in handy, which is why I'm recommending that you get some of those cheap credit card blades. And obviously you're not going to use those for some serious things, but in the case that, let's say that you don't have any other knives, you always have that credit card knife in your pocket, okay? And then I also like to carry this other credit card size EDC thing, and it's got a bunch of different tools on it. It's kind of like a multi-tool, but it's got a compass, it's got a needle, it's got a little can opener, a little mini blade, magnifying glass, stuff like that, and it fits in my wallet nice, and so I'll show that later as well. Now I've seen another set of multi-tools. That one, I think everyone knows what I'm talking about. It's that credit card looking thing that has, you can use it for wrenches and some other different things. So I got one, and I don't know how practical it actually is, but again, it's better to have than have not. So that's definitely in my wallet as well. Okay, and then going forward, since I'm in the security industry, I do carry Mace on me, and it's not a big canister, it's actually a small canister of it, but it's very effective, and so that's always in my pocket ready to go. It also has a pocket clip, so if I ever get called out to go do something, I'll have that on me ready to go so I can deploy it in a second notice. And then a pair of handcuffs. I carry a pair of handcuffs, and then I carry extra keys in my wallet and also on my keychain. And then for extra self-defense, I carry a baton. And now this is a mini. It's called a pen baton, and I actually picked it up a couple of months ago. It's been a pretty solid piece. I thought it was going to be a piece of junk, and it's actually a very solid, sturdy piece. So I think I paid $10 for it, and I got it on eBay, of course. And when I had picked it up originally, I was like, I don't know, we'll give it a shot. If it doesn't work, I'll send it back and just get a refund. But when I got it, I liked it, and it fits nicely in the pocket. The only thing I don't like about it is the actual pocket clip that fits on the cool of your pant pocket. If you sit in a reclined position, it can definitely fall. It doesn't have a lot of tug, it doesn't have a tight fit against your pocket quill. So that's the only thing I don't like about it. And I'm trying to figure out a way to make it to where it'll be a little bit tougher to deploy. Not because I want to make it harder to pull out, but I want to make it to the point where it won't fall out of my pocket when I just sit down. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm coming from with that part of my EDC. And then, the state of Arizona, we're allowed to carry. So I do carry, and that's just one of those things. It's more of a personal choice than anything. And so when I usually do concealed. It's better not to draw attention to yourself. And so in my case, I don't like to open carry unless I'm, working as an armed guard, and I'm actually out and about in uniform, armed. It just draws a different kind of attention, and some people like to do the whole, I'm gonna exercise my Second Amendment right, blah blah blah, which is fine. I am 100,000% for it, but it just draws unnecessary attention and it scares people. And when you're in the line of security work, people are already nerve-wracked enough, and it's just one of those things, like, it kind of makes you a target, in my opinion. If you're in a place where someone's about to rob and they see that you have a weapon and they really want to rob it, you're the first person they're going to shoot. It's bad enough if you're a security guard and you got a security guard uniform on, you already got an X on your back, you know what I mean? But when you open carry, in my opinion, you put an X on your back right away, because you have a line of defense that this person's going to, like, oh, he's got a gun, let's take care of him first. So that's why I think concealed carry is a lot smarter decision than it is to not. And then again, your personal preference, that's why we had the Second Amendment in the first place. So, but I'm just giving my opinion about how I feel it should go, and I don't think it's anyone's business, if you're carrying or not, and that's the way I look at it. If you're a law-abiding, respectful citizen, and you're not out causing problems and everything, more power to you, and thank you for being a responsible gun owner. It's those jerks that mess it up for the rest of us. That's what drives me crazy. And then let's see. I like to wear my hat, and then the reason for the hat, it's actually a self-defense hat, and a lot of people don't know about these, but it's got like the lead line in the top of the button of the cap, and then the part of the front bill is also very sturdy, and so I can use this in a lot of different self-defense situations. If I had to bless someone in the nose or chop them in the throat, or it can be used for any kind of like knife disarming. You can take the hat off and use it as like a glove almost, where you like capture the blade and grab it, and you can, like, if you have to grab the blade, at least you're doing it through the hat, and so that can also stop any kind of major cutting damage to your hand. So I think that's really, really smart to have the hat option at the very least. That way you can be as safe as possible in any kind of a situation where you have to do a knife disarm. And so take that for what it is. Also starting to go bald, so I got to keep the head covered. Most people that knew me before, I used to just bick my head, but I was told that it scares people. I'm too intimidating when I have my bald head, so I keep a pretty short haircut, military type haircut most of the time. And most security companies want you to keep a clean cut look, as far as having your hair done and everything. Some places allow you to have facial hair, some places don't. In my case, I'm allowed to have facial hair, so it kind of works out for me. Unless I am doing some kind of a different gig. So it's a personal choice for me. I think it's the best thing to do is to wear a hat when you're out and about, and it just kind of gives off a different look and appeal to you professionally. Not everyone should wear a hat, but it's part of my everyday carry, and that's why I carry it. The other thing I carry is a small mini mag flashlight, or it's not a mini mag, excuse me, but it's a small tactical flashlight, and it's got 3 different options. It's got a high beam, it's got a low beam, and then it's got the strobe, and then it also has like an impact top, so that way if I had to do any kind of self-defense with it, I can effectively impact someone in the head or a vital part of their body and get them to stop. So kind of like a flashlight Kubaton almost. And then also on my keys, I like to carry a Kubaton on my keys. And for those that don't know what a Kubaton is, it's a pressure point force multiplier. You can use it for a whole slew of different self-defense tactics, and in my opinion, it's invaluable, because you can also use it to swing your keys, and you can use your keys as a self-defense item. So you have it as like a handle, and you can use it in like a whiplash kind of fashion. So if someone's attacking you, you can pull your keys out, grab it by that Kubaton, and smack him in the face with your keys. or you can use the actual Baton in your hand and go that route. You know, like whatever's going to work for you in a self-defense situation, that's what you should do. Okay. So, and then the last thing I like to carry a spiked ring on my finger. Now, a lot of people are like, well, why would you carry a spiked ring? And it's not like spiked where it's like so sharp that it'll puncture your skin, but it's like a pressure point kind of thing. And I'll do a video about those later on too. It really does help affect takedowns, and people are very surprised by having one of these rings, you know, kind of like jammed in their arm or wrist or whatever when they're being taken down. And for me, it's worked a few times, so that's why I carry the self-defense ring that I carry. And I actually have a whole bunch of them. They're different styles. Some of them are more lethal, or they're going to do a little bit more damage than this. This is a lot. In my opinion, this is non-injuring. As far as if I was to use it on someone. You know, if I punched them with it, that's a different thing, but that's a different kind of assault, and so I wouldn't do that. But as far as taking someone down, when you use it and you grab someone and you apply the pressure, it'll easily take them down, and so that's what I really want to, that's what I want you to take away from this video as far as everything goes when it comes to all kinds of self-defenses. You don't ever really want to injure someone further than you need to. You don't ever overstep your bounds in a self-defense situation. You have to make sure that you're staying within the law. Like, once you have defended yourself, you cannot go any further than the actual self-defense itself. If you go any further, then you are now the one who's assaulting someone, and if you hurt them, you're going to be liable for their hospital bills, you know, a whole slew of different, and you could probably go to jail too, and you have a bad record, and then you lose, you know, your rights, and you can't be a security guard no more, and you know, so there's a real fine line that, you know, security guards have to walk. So but anyway, that's my EDC, the pen baton, the flashlight, fixed blade and a regular pocket knife, multi-tool, the credit card blades, the credit card navigation, the credit card tool, the hat, and the carry option for conceal, and that's my everyday carry. Oh, and the handcuffs, and then the Baton on my keys. So people are like, hey, that's a little overboard. Well, in my case, it's not overboard. It's actually, in my opinion, a little underboard. I never know what situation I'm going to get into every day, and so I want to be as safe as possible and just have options in case I need them. And so it's better to have options than not. And you know, the last thing you want to do is be out in the field or dealing with a situation, or even just out and about, and you don't have a way to defend yourself. You know, so that's my take on everyday carry. And thank you for watching. This is Z-Man at the Z channel. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends and family. Support the channel if you can, and have a wonderful day. Bye.